Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another video where I say words and you listen. It is I, your basic Bamfa father, your steward of Gundor, your genius billionaire playboy, basic YouTuber philanthropist, SuperCliff. Thank you, people. Thank you. And if you like what you see / hear, hit that like and subscribe button, for every little bit helps in this YouTube world. And today we'll be covering Star Wars Bounty Hunters issue number 6, which is written by Ethan Sachs and drawn by this mythical being. And our story begins with a flashback many years ago on the mining planet of Corrin, where pre-cyborg Valence and the love of his life, Yora, are having themselves a romantic date under the majestic stars and a band of light, which Valence identifies as the Haidini Way. Basically, it's the biggest trade route throughout the galaxy. And as Valence goes about what is what amongst the stars, Yora begins to cry, for Yora doesn't want Valence to join the Imperial Navy, for she's afraid that Valence will forget about her while he's off venturing amongst the stars. But Valence assures Yora that he's only doing this to make himself a war hero in order to make a better life for him and Yora. Aw, that's cute. The following day, as Valence begins to ship out with Imperials, Yora rushes over to give Valence a gift so that he can remember her while he's gone. That being a fire ruby, which is a priceless family jewel amongst Yora's family, passed down from generation to generation. Yo, Valence, you got this, bro. Now, unfortunately, Valence had a misstep in his Imperial career, because years later, we see Valence on Mimban. You know, that planet in Solo, a Star Wars movie, where the Imperial forces were deployed against the Mimbanese Liberation Army? Yeah, 'twas a bloody battle. Therefore, we see Valence on top of an operating table, because holy shit is this guy burnt. And despite Imperial medics trying to save his life to no avail, and despite Valence's Imperial officer saying they shouldn't waste cybernetic parts on non-war heroes, yikes, the one thing that seems to be helping Valence in staying alive is the fire ruby representing the memory of Yora and the promise that he had made. Fast forward to the present day, we see Valence and Chaldea on the Spur orbiting market station. Chaldea asks Valence as to why they're here on the station, with Valence explaining to the girl that since they're both highly wanted by the Unbroken Clan, the Spur orbiting station is a decent place to hide out, at least for the time being. Plus, Valence needs to make some repairs if the two of them are to have any sort of fighting chance. And as the two are about to sit down and eat some spicy space soup, an assailant is closing in on the kill. Whoa. Elsewhere in the galaxy, we see General Vakora aboard an Unbroken Clan warship, where her and her loyal subjects have just finished wiping out Unbroken Clan members whose loyalties are aligned with the Syndicate's old line. And while mop-up crew is underway, Vakora is communicating with some hunters with highly recommended reputations as she informs them that she needs the girl and Valence both dead. Discreetly, of course. And although Valence is a member of the Bounty Hunters Guild, thereby making him off limits among rival hunters, Vakora assures her hunters to not worry, for she has enough credits to cut through such bureaucracy. And aboard the Mist Hunter, it's revealed that Vakora was speaking via hologram with Zuckuss and his droid bounty hunter partner, Forlom. Back on the Spur orbiting market, Valence and Chaldea are then suddenly attacked by an Acano bounty hunter. Therefore, a deadly clash ensues. And although the Acano is currently overpowering Valence, whilst his palm blaster is charging, Chaldea pops through and throws cooking gel against the bounty hunter's face, thereby allowing Valence to burn the Acano to death after his blaster was finished recharging. But sadly, Chaldea isn't going to receive any praise for her quick assist, because now they have the entire station's attention, which means more bounty hunters are likely to be en route. Just like both Zuckuss and Forlom are, as they make their way over to the Spur orbiting space station, after hearing reports from the station's transmission of a disturbance within the marketplace involving a cyborg. Zuckuss then taps into his sixth sense ability and is able to sense that Valence is wounded. Therefore, he will seek a fixer for repairs. At Slade's repair shop, we see Valence getting certain parts upgraded / fixed, such as a faster recharge time for his palm blaster. And while that's happening, Chaldea is rummaging throughout Slade's shop, where she comes across a number of super battle droids from the Clone Wars, as well as a Class A thermal detonator. But suddenly, Slade is immediately shot through the stomach by Forlom, as the droid bounty hunter then proceeds to warn Valence that it plans to bring him in, dead or alive. And not loving either option, Valence chooses option C, kicking Forlom's ass, and after their fight initiates, Valence manages to test out his upgrades done to his palm blaster, and boom, Valence sends Forlom flying across the shop. But unfortunately, this was all a distraction for Zuckuss to sneak up behind Valence and to strike him with a sonic immobilizer. Zuckuss then offers Valence his sincerest apologies, for this encounter is not in any ways personal. However, Valence is 100% taking this little confrontation personal. And although Zuckuss is able to dodge Valence's punches due to being a Gant Findsman, Valence manages to catch Zuckuss off guard as the cyborg takes out a secret blade from his hand and cuts Zuckuss's regulator. In addition, Chaldea throws the thermal detonator to cause the bounty hunter duo to panic, but unbeknownst to them, she didn't arm the detonator. Therefore, herself and Valence are able to make their escape in one piece. Following their escape, Zuckuss reassures a defeated Forlom that this was all part of the plan, as Zuckuss reminds the droid that the main purpose of their attack was to plant a tracker on Valence, which Zuckuss managed to do. And after sensing Valence's next move, he assures Forlom that the cyborg will lead them to a much more valuable reward. Therefore, the shop's battle droids will be a great added bonus towards assisting the bounty hunters. Now, remember back at the end of issue 5 when Valence told Chaldea that he was going to take her to someone whom he trusted? Well, that's where our heroes are currently heading towards, as Valence and Chaldea arrive at a secret rebel base on Lowick, and from there, they are met by Valence's old flame, Yura. Star Wars Bounty Hunters issue number 6 was another great issue which furthered the story of Valence in both his backstory as well as his role as Chaldea's sworn protector / a sort of surrogate older brother, which I really dig, because clearly after the loss of Nakana Lash in the previous issue, Chaldea is definitely in some way trying to find what Lash represented within Valence, which leaves a lot of potential room for both characters to grow. Also, the whole concept of Chaldea being the person to unite the syndicates is a really great driving force for the series, and I kinda love how Ethan Sachs is sort of playing maybe she's not really gonna go through with it, with uniting the organizations. Now, let's get to what this issue promised us, ladies and gentlemen. That being the infamous bounty hunting pair, Zuckuss and Forlom. And hot damn, was this cathartic seeing. Like seriously, these guys are the Bert and Ernie of bounty hunters. Man, that sounds like a franchise. Now, although I have not read much of Zuckuss and Forlom since Disney erased all the Star Wars Expanded Universe, I was very much satisfied with these two appearing as the antagonists for this series' new arc. Also, the way in which both Zuckuss and Forlom operated during combat really kind of came across as if like these two practiced many times beforehand. I don't know, I kind of got that little football vibe a little bit, like 1, 2, 3, go. But yeah, I loved it, and just give me more Zuckuss and Forlom, please. Star Wars Bounty Hunters issue number 6 gets an 8.5 out of 10. Giggity goo.